Hi everyone. This video is very difficult to do. You'll feel me and hear me stutter. You'll feel me probably being a bit maybe off. You can analyze all kinds of things on my face. It's completely normal. It's perfectly fine. I'll be very vulnerable with you today. As you see, I already stutter because I'm really afraid. This is enormous for me to share, and it means probably that I'm gonna lose a lot of people in my life, which usually is what happens when I think it's called a quantum leap in quantum physics, when you change from one level of reality to the other. Reality becomes something else, yada, yada, yada. You know how this goes. And this pertains to work and me switching from 9 to 5 to working 2 hours a day. It is one of the videos that I promised I was going to make to a friend of mine, and that video exists already on my YouTube channel. You can go watch it. And what I want to say in this particular video is how I did that. So answering how I switched from 9 to 5 to working 2 hours a day, that question can be answered in so many ways. It can be answered in a technical way, which is what exactly I did, which steps I took, or it can be answered in an energetic sense, what happened inside me, emotions and whatnot. So I'm gonna answer it as I do, and if you want me to answer it in a different way, let me know, because all of us have lens through which we perceive and see reality. So if your lens does not actually see what I'm trying to say, please ask a specific question and I will gladly go into the detail of sharing what actually happened and how best to explain to you what was happening, what motivated my decision and desire to move from 9 to 5, what motivated me to create my own business, my own work, my own vocation, to pursue my own vocation. So here goes. 3 years ago, I think this was 2021. So if you calculate 2021 to 3, so yeah, 3 years. And I think it was September. I used to work for a company that's in Sweden. It's called personal assistant, personlig assistent. I'm sure you know what it is. It's basically, in Serbian, it's geronto domaćin, geronto domaćica. Dakle, pomažem ljudima sa njihovim poslovima po kući. So I'm gonna mix languages, as you know, because I also have people at home watching this. Postoje ljudi koji su kod kuće, koji me gledaju, slušaju, znaju da ih volim. Ljudi, mnogo vas volim. Samo želim da vam kažem ono što je bitno i to ću reći na oba jezika, i srpskom i engleskom. So sorry about this, back to English. What I want to say is that at that time, when I worked for the company, no, that was the time I didn't work for the company. So I quit because I realized it was too much. I was burning out, and not in a sense that I was a snowflake or I couldn't handle it. It was more as I can invest my time and energy much better and produce much larger results for the society, for the culture, for the human civilization, for mankind, by doing the work that actually inspires me, inspires other people who actually see me, who see me for who I am. I share myself with people daily almost, or hopefully. And the energy output is not the same. So if I'm in 9 to 5, I'm working with this old lady. Again, I mind nothing about it, but it's simply seeing myself, wait, I have this brain that can process information at an amazing speed with incredible precision that I do not know how to explain. I can only manifest it as reality. And I don't think we're meant to discuss it that much anyway, because then the brain starts grabbing onto and holding on to definitions. And it's simply recognizing that I don't want to do that anymore. So in September, I was unemployed. And that is, again, another term that people are used to be brainwashed into associating their value with how much money they make. So if you're unemployed, that's somehow looked down at, to the level that we're societally conditioned that even women look down on men when they're unemployed, and vice versa, although men don't care about that as much, but we'll go into that some other time. So in September, I called the agency, and I said, look, I'm willing to get back to work 20%. Because I calculated that that's exactly how much money I need. I made money on the side. I still make money on the side. I have passive income, several sources of income, all kinds of stuff like that. So the question was, how do I get to 20%? Because I didn't want to work too much. I wanted to work like 1, maybe 2 days a week, and that was it. That's for me enough, because the rest I can use on investing in my own business, in my own stuff. So I called the office and I said, is this possible? And they said, it is possible. However, we have a place that needs 50% to be charged, to be filled. And this place is for you. And you will understand, if you follow me and if you understand me, how I see the world and how the world is, in a sense, you will understand that people will very easily and gladly offer you something that you might not want, which creates an illusion that it's actually a good deal for you, because 50% is much better than 20%. Because if we talk about a sum that's, for example, 100,000, then that's 20,000 and this is 50,000. And your brain knows that. This is how deep this psychology is. And this is how much you need to be aware of these things. Because the moment someone presents you a sum of money, and you could be making more than what you want, have in mind that the brain is an elaborate, perfect tool that projects potentialities, imagination, creates futures for you based on the information and the sensory input. So if you go and listen to people about how much money they earn, your brain can project how their lives look like, how their lives must look like, how their families must be like. That is what a brain does. It's a very good predictive machine, which is why we invented AI. The exact purpose of inventing AI is to alleviate the effort from the brain to predict, which is the part of the brain that keeps us alive, to predict and surviving, hopefully thriving, to predict the outcomes that we should avoid if we want to survive and thrive. But we aim for thriving, because if we only focus on surviving, that is what we will be doing over and over and over again. Back to the original story. So when I went back into that office, and I go there personally, I don't call, and I want to tell you that how you present yourself and how much your time matters to you is clearly demonstrated in whether you show up for physical meetings and require and demand physical meetings, or if you're okay on your phone. And if you're available on your phone all the time, or only at a specific time. All of these seemingly small things dictate your value and worth to someone else. If you're available to people all the time, then the perception of the mind, the conditioned human mind, is, well, you're not as valuable. And maybe I shouldn't be spending all my time with you. Maybe if you work 8 hours a day, maybe this money that we're paying you is actually good for you. Even though it's the minimum wage, it's still good for you. Because as people, we're not expected to ask for a raise or to go for something higher. What I did on that day is I said, no thank you. I will kindly and politely reject this offer for 50% and tell you kindly and lovingly, as I respectfully did in the first interaction with you, that I am not able to work more than 20%. And I don't mean this in a woke way, that I say, oh, I'm not able, I'm not capable, I'm handicapped, I identify as I was perfectly capable of pulling 100% of that weight. The difference is the choice of not having to and not needing to. Because there is the aspect of the knowingness, and I think people refer to this often as faith or belief, like believing in yourself that you're actually capable of doing things that are not what others are offering to you. And the brain catches this on perfectly. The brain just understands your behavior, because the primary input to your brain about your life is your behavior. If you let people walk all over you, your brain interprets that behavior as your de facto identity. Do you understand this? If you go out and you allow people to piss all over you, to insult you, the sensory input to the brain is, this is okay. This is a behavior that is acceptable because this is my identity. I'm someone who people insult. That's fine. However, if you change that, and if you rigorously and almost selfishly and religiously treat people in accordance with how they treat you. So you don't mirror their behavior. You're simply being yourself, mindful of how other people respond. And how I responded to that woman offering to me that was, you know what? Thank you, but no thank you. I'm here and available if there is a position where you need me at 20%. Knowing that companies do not profit, and they literally cannot profit. If they have 5 employees doing 20%, and you know why? Because they need to pay for all the contributions for all of them, and they need to do paperwork and things like that. And that's not as easy. That's difficult. It's more difficult. And it's easier to employ one person that does 100%. And that's how we arrive at the conclusion of this video, which is that efficiency doesn't mean quality. So if you're gonna go work a 9 to 5, rest assured that what is most likely happening to you is that you're an ideal candidate who doesn't complain much or at all, shows up at work every time at every single day on time, does not complain or argue, you just work and do your job. Then you're the perfect automaton. You're the perfect individual to control. And you're being controlled through money. So through paper. And this has been explored by Pavlov, if you've heard of Pavlovian experiments with dogs, where people get conditioned to work by having intermittent rewards. Now, the thing with intermittent rewards, and the difference between that and working a 9 to 5, is that this is much more powerful. Why is it much more powerful? Because you have a fixed amount coming to your account every single month. That generates such an illusion of safety that it's unparalleled. Nothing in this world generates as much illusion of safety as the guarantee that you'll get your salary the next month. Now think about this for a second. Why are you not paid in advance? Wouldn't that actually motivate you to work by allowing you to pursue your other projects as well? To be able to pay your rent in advance, to be able to invest? There's no point in that, because the point of a 9 to 5 job is to keep you at a 9 to 5 job and to perfect you to become better and better and better. Now, depending on how you look at this can be a very good thing or this can be a very bad thing. How I saw it was I would rather use this on myself and apply the same mechanics, the same workings of it. So instead of me perfecting myself at this particular work someone chose for me, I chose to perfect myself. And not in a selfish, narcissistic way, egocentric way or whatever. In a way that says, I'm gonna dress better, I'm gonna work out and look better, I'm gonna feel better, I'm gonna be healthier, I'm gonna take care of what I eat, when I eat, how I eat it, am I mindful about the things that I do? Am I gonna have conscious, loving, beautiful relationships? Or am I gonna hang out with bums, with idiots? And I don't mean this in an offensive way when I say idiot. I mean we all have judgments and we all have an image of how we are based on our cultural and societal conditioning. I might be an idiot to someone and someone might be an idiot to me. If we can coexist and have a way to express that healthy anger and resentment or whatnot, then that is also a setting in which we can coexist. What I chose to do, having learned this information, as I said, is instead of investing in a company, I invested in myself. I built my own business, I registered my own business, building it, growing it, prospering in it. It is not easy, I'm telling you, it's not easy, but it's definitely something that I feel free in and something that I love doing. It is not easy because there is no voice and authority telling me, you need to do it, which is why it's so difficult sometimes, because I sometimes need that. And I need that because, ding, 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 Pavlovian bell, because I'm conditioned to do so. And the very awareness of how much I was conditioned to be told what to do caused me to break out of that shell and say, I don't need anyone to tell me what to do. Because that is exactly what the society and the system is based and built on. Overlaying each other's realities on top of each other through repetition, through obedience, through passive acceptance. Instead of revolution, change, improvement, evolution, and growth. because we use the same schooling systems for 150 years and more, I think. And things must and need to change, because the systems must not remain static, because life is not static. Human needs are not static. Society is not developing in a static way. It's developing in a disproportionately fast pace. Why I made this video is to only uncover the tip of the iceberg of my understanding and how I see reality, and why I did what I did, which is to remove myself from what I have perceived to be a system that has the potential to condition me. And I'm not afraid of that system. I'm not opposing that system per se. I am opposing an environment that does not allow the brain to develop by giving it new challenges while also simultaneously making it feel good. So not feeling good as in it will be good to work 9 to 5, and if I work 9 to 5, I'll make my office beautiful so I can feel good about doing what I do in my life. You can do that too, and I'm not going to argue. I think that's a very good example actually, that you can actually improve your conditions to feel better about your life. But if that is not the deep-seated reality, and if you're actually miserable with your life, I suggest you go to the core of understanding what it actually is. And for me, the first block of that was accepting and embracing hierarchy. And I'm going to end this video with this. It might take me a minute or two. To embrace hierarchy, that I have a place in society that, whether I like it or not, is built on hierarchy. If I'm an employee, there's an employer, and that employer decides what happens to employee. That is hierarchy. Hierarchy does not have to mean power. Hierarchy can exist without power. If we replace power with responsibility and accountability, and something that actually benefits us as a society. Once again, I'm not delusional, and I'm not denying the existence of hierarchy and order and authority. I simply choose to not accept it. Not in a delusional self-made reality, but simply by not trusting that someone else knows what is better for me than myself. Do you understand this? Because if I allow authority to tell me what is best for me, I condition myself to trust the authority more. Be it medicine, medical staff, be it a psychiatrist, psychologist, be it a geographical expert, be it anyone you might think of. Instead of having that experience for myself and feeling and experiencing what is actually happening and who I am and what I'm meant to be doing. That was it. I hope you understood a lot of things that I wanted to say. This was really fun to share with you. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. So I hope I answered the question as to why I switched from 9 to 5 to working 2 hours a day. I will make more videos on this topic because I think this is really important to speak about. I know this is a long video and that short form content is taking over the world right now, but I think that more than ever we need to focus on long form content and give each other a chance to hear each other out truly, fully, authentically, and connect with each other. I cannot stress this enough. And I've distanced myself from a lot of people in my life to create space for people who really wants to be a part of this and share. It's been a beautiful experience, and thank you for being part of it. And if you're listening to this, and you, my friend, if you're listening to this, because this video is also a lot for you, I wish you nothing but the best, and I look forward to speaking to you about business and work and quitting 9 to 5 and all these beautiful stuff. So take care and much love to you. Bye.